What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the Layer Game episode 162. We are back after a week off. Before I start introducing people, got a new soundboard this week, so hopefully we won't have any any weirdness with the sound effects. And while setting up the new soundboard, I realized I did not have an intro for myself, so I'm debuting my intro today. I am Marcus, your co-host.
Oh, you need to go get that board, Brian.
This guy.
That's what happens when you're a producer. You just put anything you want there. Next up, we got Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
You are a hater.
And next up, we got Brian. Say what up, Brian.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm the one selling the records. They coming to see me. They coming to see the Temptations. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
And Mark is not here this week. Hope he'll be back next week. But since his sound effect is the one that usually starts going wrong, I'm gonna go ahead and play that one too, just to show off a new soundboard.
And me, I'm 56 years old.
Damn!
I'm sorry.
So we all set now. No more messing around with the soundboard.
For now.
Right. Let's make it through a whole show.
Don't jinx me. Okay.
I like that we all have the Cowboys emblem behind us.
First of all, we do not all have Cowboys.
We do have the Cowboys.
All I see on your screen is the Cowboys.
That's all I see too.
Look up, number one.
I don't see
nothing
nothing
else.
else. I just see that pretty star behind you, right by your head too. It's perfect.
3 and 4. Look at it. 6 and 2. 6 and 2.
It's perfect. It's right by your head. Yeah, cover that up with your old big noggin.
Whatever. Before we get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube. We're on Facebook, Facebook group Delay Game. We're on Twitter/X Delay Game 3, and on Instagram at the official Delay of Game. This week, we are partnering up with the Big Blue Crew Network to start broadcasting our shows over there. I hope everything is set up. I'm trying to watch the program over there, but it doesn't look like it is set up properly. I don't know. So maybe you'll see us next week on there. I don't see us right now. But we'll work it out. But, hopefully it'll be on there. If not, you'll definitely see us next week. Who's hosting that?
Brian.
Brian is hosting that? Go ahead. Start us off, Brian.
Thanks. Thanks for joining us. So, again, Mark, man, we wish you the best, man. We wish you were here, but we will proceed without. As we do at this time, we start off with the news of the week. The first story will go to Mr. Helms. Take it away.
Sure, bro. Thank you. Chicago's Hail Mary loss to Washington on Sunday was a particularly poor look for Bears quarterback Tyreek Stevenson. The video went viral for the second-year pro, taunting DC fans with his back to the ball as Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels took the snap. Stevenson then sprinted toward the massive bodies on the other side of the end zone. The corner leaped, tipped the ball to Noah Brown, who secured Washington's 18-15 victory. Stevenson declined to speak with reporters after the game, but posted an apology on social media. To Chicago and teammates, my apologies for lack of awareness and focus, he wrote. The game ain't over until the zeros hit the clock. Can't take anything for granted. Notes taken. Improvement will happen. The crazy thing about that is he was also doing the same exact thing the play before with the little 10-yard out to Scary Terry. So I got a sound effect, especially for that for him this week. That's what you get, Stevenson, for not paying attention.
What an idiot. Like literally tipped the ball right to Noah Brown. Like after taunting the fans. Like it couldn't have gotten any worse for him.
Mm-hmm.
It really couldn't have.
You know what's so terrible about that? I was watching, and then after that 10-yard play, I just changed the channels. So I missed the actual in real time the Hail Mary pass. So I just happened to be on Facebook. Like as soon as it happened, it posted on Facebook. I turned back and caught the replay.
Wow.
All right, Herman, what's your real news story?
Yeah.
That is a real news story, sir.
The Indianapolis Colts are benching Anthony Richardson and turning to Joe Flacco as their starting quarterback, sources told ESPN's Jeremy Fowler and Adam Schefter. Colts coaches met Tuesday morning and ultimately decided to change quarterbacks. Sources told Fowler and Schefter, opting for Flacco over the struggling Richardson. The benching came 2 days after Richardson asked to come out of Sunday's game against the Houston Texans for one play because, as he later told reporters, he, quote, was tired. Colts coach Shane Steichen said Monday that he was evaluating the team's quarterback situation, adding that Richardson's request to come out of the game would not factor into his decision. We'll talk about it a little bit. Right. We'll talk about this one in a little bit.
All right. My story is a little bit of a hater. But the 2-6 Giants are not making a quarterback change. Coach Brian Daboll told reporters on Tuesday that Daniel Jones remains the starting quarterback going forward. The Giants host the Commandos on Sunday in week 2.
Commander, sorry, put respect on
The
that.
Giants had a chance to beat them. In week 2, the Giants had a chance to beat them. But if the Giants had a kicker, they may have. If the Giants lose to the Commandos again, they'll be 2-7.
Ain't no may have. I think they would have won that game when they had a kicker.
No, that's what it said. It said they would have won. Now, when they play y'all this week, if they play y'all this week, they lose. They'll be 2-7. At some point, the Giants will likely bench Jones in order to avoid his $23 million injury guarantee for 2025. Sound familiar from last year, Russell Wilson? They're apparently not at that point just yet. Play your little sound effect, Marcus.
What, we done?
Yes.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
I mean, we only have 3 people. I don't know if you noticed.
I forgot about that.
All right. So next we're going to get into we're going to get into Darian's corner. Darian has a video for us, so we'll take care of that. Run the tape.
What's going on, Delay Game viewers, man? Welcome to another edition of Darian's Corner. Now, I know it's been a couple weeks, but we're finally back with another episode, and I want to do something a little bit different for y'all this week. So this one is going to be actually called What's Wrong with the Dallas Cowboys. So we're going to take a look at this play with Trayvon Diggs, then want to tackle George Kittle, and we're going to show everything wrong with the Cowboys, from the owner to the coaches to the players. It's just going to be a total conglomeration of everything. So getting into the X's and O's of this play a little bit here. Now you're going to see a 2x2 wing set from the 49ers. And then so what that's going to be is you're going to have Juszczyk at the wing, Kittle at the wing, one offset back. Then you're going to have your 2 number 1 receivers here in kind of a tight formation a little bit. And then defensively, what you're going to get from the Cowboys is man coverage on the top end with everyone locked out. Backer's going to be on the running back, and then you're going to be over the wing here. And then what you're going to get from the 49ers conceptually, so that's going to be the routes and actually what they're trying to accomplish. You're going to get your clear out route here from your number 1. You're going to get a sit route or a curl route from your number 2. You're actually going to get a deep over route here from your number 3. And what that's designed to do is basically create space right here by pulling the corner out of the box and then pulling this backer down into the box. Then you're going to have this outside leverage safety who actually can't run with this deep over route. And then you actually see how that forms up here in just a second. Number 1 is going to run a clear out as well on this play side. And then so let's go ahead and get that clip rolling for y'all a little bit so y'all can kind of see how that actually forms. All right, so first thing you'll see is you get a hot motion from our running back. So what that's going to do is it's going to bump our man coverage down 1 man. So now you're going to have still your corner locked out right here, but now you're going to have your backer on your running back. You're going to have this backer bumping down onto this wing here, and then you're still going to have your safety locked out on Kittle with your number 1 on the backside. So now we can see the curl route sits right here, pulls him down, and he can't see this crosser. You can see Trayvon Diggs running out of the frame right here with his man running the vert. And then you can see the linebacker who's out of the box running right here with that flat route down at the bottom of the screen. So now, once Kittle gets this catch, you get 1 bad angle, 1 man not looking, and then 1 man chasing, and he's just not fast enough to get there. So now let's actually talk about what's fundamentally wrong with this play here in the defense that the Dallas Cowboys are actually playing. So, first person we're going to talk about, Demarion Overshown. This angle that he takes, I don't know what he's looking at or how he thinks he's going to make a tackle taking the angle this way when you've got a drag route coming back this way, right? So let's see where he goes. Inside. He goes inside of where the trailing defender ends up. That makes absolutely no sense from a defender standpoint. So that's going to be issue number 1 with this play. Issue number 2. Let's talk about Donovan Wilson, the man who's actually covering the drag. So you're already out of position because of the outside leverage, which is understandable because they're in a tight formation. But once you catch up, what do? Grab his jersey and try to pull him down by the hip, knowing he's 250, 260, and I weigh 200. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now, let's run it back. Now, we got Malik Hooker. He's coming down. He's got a decent angle. He should be able to get him here based off of speed, right? All right, let's see what he does when he gets here. Avoid one man, and let's just grab his jersey, grab his arm, try to pull him down, even though, like I said, I weigh 200 pounds and he weighs 260. Now, let's talk about the man of the hour, Trayvon Diggs. So, you're covering your number 1 here on this vert. That's understandable, so you don't see the crosser until now. What is telling you, let me get my marker back up. What's telling you that this linebacker here is going to run down Kittle at this angle, or that Malik Hooker, who's actually behind him to start, is going to make this tackle here? Donovan Wilson should make this tackle. I will give him that. But there's absolutely no way you don't take this angle right here to cut off George Kittle coming down the sideline. That makes absolutely no sense, and that's just relying on other people to do your work, and that's just what's wrong with this team right here. They think they can roll their helmets out, and that they're just going to win every game that they play. I mean, you're playing a backup-ridden 49ers team, and they're still doing this to you. That makes absolutely no sense. Let's take a look at this one more time. So he turns. He sees Kittle's running. Okay, let me just, you can literally see him let up from running. He's sprinting. Okay, I'm just going to let up. Oh, yeah. Hooker and Wilson got it. We're good. All right, let me jog it down. Oh, he missed. Uh-oh, he missed. All right, oh, wait, I should probably get involved here. Nah, let me just throw him. Yeah, and that's how the play ends up. So, if you're ever wondering why the Cowboys can't stop the run, if you're ever wondering why we're getting killed every game at home, every good team we play, we can't stop anybody, that's it right there. It's an effort problem. These players think they can just roll their helmets out and they're going to go 17-0, and it just makes no sense. You got people out here running the football all over the field, getting on.
All right, I guess I got caught off camera.
What happened?
What happened?
I think that, did I mess that up? I might have messed that up. No, I didn't mess it up. I think that was the end of it. It was the end. It stops by itself.
I don't think that was the end. He was still talking.
Maybe he might have cut it short because he had some problems with it when he was making the video. He told me.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not clapping on that one, Darian. I'm not clapping at all.
yeah, I was a little surprised when I saw the content he chose.
That was very true.
You know,
very, very
frustrated
true.
like the rest of us. So I
gotta,
get it.
Yeah.
We got to give him A for effort.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you know,
it was
a good
true.
video.
What he said is absolutely there, but I didn't have to look at it again, Darian. Really?
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
All right. So thank you, Darian, again. And the Cowboys, you need to do something different. Jerry, get it together. All right. So now we're going to get into our hot topics. The first hot topic we have is about the Colts. Herman's story earlier. On a 3rd and goal play, Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson took himself out of the game, admitting he was just tired after scrambling on the previous 2 plays. What are your thoughts about him taking himself out of the game? From what I've been told, they said never heard of a quarterback ever taking themselves out of the game. So it's something very, very new. Marcus, how do you feel about it?
I mean, dude, what's this, week 8 in the middle of the season? You're a quarterback. Let's think about all the other one quarterback. Mike Vick. Nobody ran more than Mike Vick. Did he ever take himself out of a play because he was tired of running? No, I haven't seen that.
I don't think any quarterback's ever done that.
Lamar Jackson, he runs a lot. Has he ever taken? No. Kyler Murray? No. Steve Young? No. I mean, it's a bad look, dude. You're week 8. You're supposed to be in shape. And at least, I don't know if you have a publicist or somebody on the team that maybe you shouldn't just, sometimes you just keep it to yourself. I'm not encouraging people to lie, but sometimes just lie. Had a little groin injury or something. Come up with something. Turf toe, something. I mean, it's ridiculous for you to admit that you're tired. The only people that should be taking themselves out of games are wide receivers and running backs. And I surprisingly heard the DBs don't even take themselves out of games for rest. They unless they're changing the package. I actually am kind of surprised the DBs don't do it, but it's ridiculous, and that's why you got benched this week. So that's why Joe Flacco is playing. Besides his play has been terrible. Beside that, I mean, if you want to talk about a week one overreaction, I definitely had an overreaction on the Colts and Anthony Richardson after that week one game against the Texans. Definitely overreaction. His game has just not been great, and when the game was not great, and that was a 3rd and goal where he subbed himself out. 3rd and goal. A quarterback could you imagine any star level quarterback taking himself out of the game tied on 3rd and goal? It's not happening. I can't name a quarterback that would do that. Definitely no Pro Bowl caliber or Super Bowl caliber quarterback would take himself out of the game on 3rd and goal. I mean, okay, I know you ran around a little bit or whatever, but hey, be in shape. That's all. Week 8, you're supposed to be in shape. And like I said, there's quarterbacks that run a lot more than you do, brother, and they're not taking themselves out. Never seen Mike Vick take himself out. He'd be running all over the doggone field. And if you're feeling that way, tell the coach, hey, next on this 3rd and goal, can we make it a pass play? Or just hand off to the running back. It's not like you got to do a whole bunch. Not like all you got to do is hike the ball, hand it off, or back up and throw it. So it's a bad look, and that's why he's benched now. That's why Joe Flacco is starting.
Yeah, Marcus, you brought up some really good points, and the biggest point that you brought up to was hand the ball off. It's a running play. It's 3rd and goal. Okay. and the reason why you don't see quarterbacks, take themselves out of these plays and stuff is because they have these options. They can hand the ball off. They can call timeout. They can take a break on a timeout if they're that tired. I just don't understand what he thought he was doing. And I'm curious if he's ever done this before, in his history of playing quarterback, but it was very, very odd. I didn't really pay too much attention until people started bringing it back up, and I'm like, damn, I've never seen a quarterback take himself out of the game unless it was an injury, where he couldn't. And even then, sometimes they come back in. I remember, what's his name? Stafford, when he was with the Lions, came in, had ran around, got hurt, got up, and jumped over the thing to beat the Cowboys one time. So I'm very disappointed in the young man, and I really wish Mark was here because he was the one on our squad praising how good this guy was going to be this year and all this MVP things. And how you think that's going now, Parker? Not too good. So yeah, I hope he gets a learning lesson. I hope he understands that being a quarterback, you're held to a higher standard. You can't take yourself out like the linebackers or the running backs or or even wide receivers. They do take themselves out sometimes too. So
yeah, wide receivers normally do take. Yeah,
they do.
Yeah. So I don't know. Herman, what were your thoughts?
Real quick, another thing he probably could have done was fake an injury. They claim when the other team is running no huddle offense, the linemen fall down and fake an injury. Fake one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Take the whole time out.
Oh shucks, Judge hit a home run. Sorry.
Look, we are not watching the Yankees right now. Okay.
We're not. But Judge finally hit a home run in the postseason.
I got it up on the TV too.
Breaking news.
Man, I think this just goes to show you the level of immaturity that he has as a quarterback. It's like you said, wide receivers, they do it all the time because there are personnel packages. Okay. There's not a personnel package for a quarterback. You're the quarterback. Where's the backup? It's just that plain and simple. Marcus said earlier, I don't encourage people to lie. Well, I would encourage him to lie. Lie, dude. Just say you were hurt. Fake like you were hurt. Like the level of immaturity, man, it's crazy. And he's not just benched for this week.
He's benched.
He's benched for the rest of the season. I mean, how do you expect a roster of 51 other men to follow this dude? When your quarterback basically kind of like a quitter. I was tired, so I had to go sit down. You can't lead an NFL team, right? You can't lead an NFL team like that. It's just it's impossible. It's too many egos. It's too on the team, and you can't get up in somebody's face when they doing wrong because they just gonna side eye you and be like, nah, because remember that time you went and sat down on the bench when it was third and goal? Yeah, get out my face. So I mean, he's totally has to have lost the team at this point. And I think the coaches had no choice but to go with Flacco. I mean, they couldn't roll Richardson back out there again this season. I don't believe they could. I mean, if I was on the squad, I'd be looking at him sideways like, when's he going to go sit down again? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If he runs 10 or 15 yards.
Y'all remember when, what's his name? The quarterback for Philadelphia in the Super Bowl was throwing up?
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, Donovan McNabb.
He stayed in the game.
Hell, RG3 played with his leg about to fall off.
Yeah.
That game. You know, they had to pull him out. You just, man. Again, it shows to, I guess, the maturity level. I don't know what this does for him. I guess some other team maybe would give him a chance. I don't know. As the Colts, do you circle back to him next year?
I mean, they said that it's not a permanent, that they still have faith in him and all the gibberish that they're
all the lies because they don't want to lose him in case Flacco gets hurt and they have to go back to him. That's all.
Right. Exactly.
That's exactly all that is.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to be a coach in that situation because, again, the players are going to look at this dude sideways and be like, okay, whatever you say, dude.
And you know, adding on to that point, as competitive as the NFL is, especially the quarterback position, you got people looking over your shoulder all the time. You know, that's not something, you know, you don't want to be taking somebody's waiting to take your job. Somebody just waiting for them to take your job. And it happens. Joe Flacco has a job.
It tells you how big of a deal this is because no one can ever tell you when this ever happened before. No one could ever name a time that they could remember this ever happening before. This dude's going down in history on the wrong side of history.
Now, another thing I just thought of, you're an NFL level quarterback. You have access to all the training, nutrition, everything you need. Yet, you got Travis Hunter over in Colorado playing both sides of the football, and you have yet to see him step out of the game.
Right.
You know,
I think only when he get hurt, he got hurt.
Yeah, only when he get hurt.
Missed the play, yeah.
And he's playing in two positions where you're probably doing the most running.
Yeah, he ain't going to do that in the NFL.
No, because I mean,
he ain't doing that in the NFL.
I mean, I understand, but still.
That's besides the point.
But you have pro level facilities.
Yeah, you're a pro athlete.
Trainers.
I might even be looking at this.
Y'all doing a little too much now. They're not superhuman. They still get tired.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the strength and conditioning coach now. Like, well, you ain't know this dude was out of shape.
I mean,
he scrambled 2 plays. 2 plays.
Yeah. Okay.
And he's a quarterback. He don't run that. You know what I'm saying?
Folks, you catch that.
Hey, can you pay attention? This dude.
I'm sorry. All right. So our next hot topic. Are we gonna do these all three, or you want to do them one each?
One each.
Okay. All right. So the question is it a good sign or just a good game? So in other words, these options we're going to say, is this a good sign towards a fruitful moving on to more positivity, or is it just a game, and it doesn't really mean anything? The first one we're going to talk about is the Ravens losing to the Browns. Was that a bad sign for the Ravens or just a bad game, and why? Herman, I'll let you start this one.
Yeah, this one I'm going to call just a bad game. And the reason I'm going to say that is because, and I stick to this all the time, I say it all the time, records don't mean anything when you're playing divisional opponents. Okay? They just don't. You're the better team's either going to play down to that opponent, or the lower team is going to play up to their division rival. The Browns had changes. They didn't have Deshaun Watson in there. They had a real quarterback in Jameis Winston. So the Ravens didn't have no type of film on him. You know what I mean? I mean, they could look at what he does, what he's done with other teams, but they really didn't have any film on him. And again, it's a divisional opponent. And I think the Ravens just kind of went in there and they probably looked past them and, they wound up getting beat. So for me, that's going to be just a bad game for the Ravens.
Marcus?
I hate to say it because, I drink the purple Kool-Aid. but I think it's a bad sign. I hear what Herman's saying about division opponents and everything, but as good as the Ravens tend to play, their defense is terrible this year. I think they're number 32 in passing defense. And I say it's a bad sign for what they're looking to do and who they're going to have to face. Ultimately, they're looking for Super Bowl, and ultimately they're going to go to Kansas City. And you can't have a bad defense like that, especially against Kansas' number one defense. I think Kansas City has number one defense in the league right now. It's bad, and it's been going on for a while. So it's not, for me, it's not a bad game. It's a bad sign. You go back to last year, they'd be up, and I don't know the exact stat, but they've had the most losses after leading, I think, by double digits in the fourth quarter over the last couple of years. I mean, if you look back at the Dallas game, they won, but we were watching the game, and I was going back with Herman. I was like, "Yo, Baltimore could easily lose this game. They could have easily lost that game. They were letting Dallas come back, and they're always doing that. They can't keep double-digit fourth quarter leads, and that's bad when you're trying to go Super Bowl and you're trying to get past Kansas City. And then we talk about division games. The Steelers are now number one in the division. And they haven't played them yet. They still got to play them twice. They haven't played them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so they got to get that defense together, and they got the offense is fabulous. They get out the big leads, but they can't hold on to the lead. So for me, it's a bad sign.
Now I'm gonna just real quick. Now remember the years past with the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs got number one defense now in the season, but years past the Chiefs had bad defense until they got to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So Ravens could duplicate that too. So that's just a thought, just something to think about.
Yeah, when I thought about it too, I was more in agreement with Herman that it is just more of a bad game. Totally agree. Divisional games can go any way. Many times you see, upset that you think it shouldn't be close. Again, like Herman said too, they didn't have a whole lot of film, a whole lot of information on Winston. And to be honest with you, the Browns has a pretty decent roster. So, I mean, their defense stepped up a little bit better. They got some plays. Chubb is back. So it's not that bad as it seems. And it was a close game, too. It's not like they just got the doors blown off them.
Right.
But Marcus is right. The Ravens have been suspect this year when it comes to finishing games. And Derrick Henry should have been more involved in this one, I felt, too. But I think it's just a bad sign. I think the Ravens are still a good squad. I think they're still on the right path. All right, next one is still on the same game. Jameis Winston threw for 334 yards, 3 touchdowns in that win against the Ravens. Is that a good sign or just a good game? Now, it is his first game in a long time. I say it's just a good game. I'm never going to give Jameis Winston no type of props whatsoever. We've seen him throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, but he'll also throw for 5 interceptions in the game. As good as he gets, he gives. As good as he gets is as good as he gives. So in other words, he will give it everything he gives you. He'll give it all right back with picks. So I'm not that jumping on no bandwagon. I didn't go draft him in fantasy. I'm just not a Winston fan. So yeah, good win, good game, but I don't see this as a trend. Marcus, what do you think?
I'm going to say it was a good sign. And not necessarily because of Jameis, but Jameis is a good. I think Jameis is a quarterback. He will throw, 30 interceptions, but he also threw 30 touchdowns that year, and he had 5,000 yards. But here's why I say it's a good sign: because what the Browns did last year when Deshaun Watson went out and Joe Flacco came in. Flacco led that team to the playoffs, and I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs this year, but they have a much better chance with Winston in there than they do with Deshaun. I think Deshaun is washed. I think his career is over with. At least in Cleveland. I don't know, maybe he can go somewhere else, get a high quality coach, maybe bring him back. But he obviously, to me, was the problem in Cleveland with their offense. And you saw what happened when he put Jameis in there. So I don't necessarily think it's a good sign for Jameis. I think it's a good sign for the Cleveland Browns. Like I said, it's a repeat of what happened last year when Deshaun Watson went out and Flacco came in. So to me, it's a good sign.
Herman.
Nah, I'm gonna have to go against you on this one, Marcus. I think this is just a good game. Like Brian said, Winston is definitely an upgrade over Deshaun Watson. I will give you that, but I think they're just in too big of a hole right now. They're 2-6. They're last in their division, and for them to make the playoffs, they're probably gonna have to finish 10-7. And
Well,
they're
I didn't say
chasing.
they were gonna make the playoffs.
I'm just saying. That's what it's all about.
So what are you saying then? If it's a good sign,
yeah, I mean, you're saying it's a good sign that they're
three
going
more
to
games,
yeah.
5 more game.
I think it's a good
for what
it's
the
good.
future for next year.
I think it's a good future for nation. I think they'll win a lot more games this season with Jameis Winston than they would have won with Deshaun.
So you're making a prediction that Winston's going to be their starting quarterback next year?
It depends on thinking. I don't know all the contract things.
Just say no now. Just say no now. Just say no.
I don't know all the contract things. I know they're better off without Watson as their quarterback. They would be better. They would be better if they keep Jameis. I'll say that. Don't know if they will, but it'll be better.
I think it's just it's a game. I really do. I don't see them. Like I said, they're 2-6 last in the division. They may give some teams some problems here and there, but I mean, they sold off their number one wide receiver already, and then now they're kind of turning to Njoku. He looks like he's going to be their primary target for Winston. Should have put him in last week for fantasy, and I didn't. But I just think they're in too big of a hole right now. I think it's just a good game because for one, the Ravens is a divisional team. They didn't really have a lot on him anyway. So I think just moving forward. He gives them a chance to win, but I think this is going to be a struggle.
So nobody agrees with you, Marcus.
He's all on the signs tonight, I guess.
I said it was good for the team. I didn't say it was good for Winston. I said good for the team.
You said it was a sign, though.
It's a good sign for the team. Without Watson as the quarterback, it's a good sign for the team.
We'll see after this week. All right, the last one is the Eagles are on a 3-game winning streak. Is this a good sign or just a good game? Just good games? It's a good sign. I hate to say it. It is a good sign. The offense seems to be more on track. Since they've gotten their number one wide receiver, they seem to be more dominant. Hurts is playing at a better level. But I just hate to say I just don't like talking positive about the Eagles, so you have to forgive me. But the 3-game winning streak is legit. The last game was legit. They actually put up a lot of points against a decent team, not a great team. I'd like to see him play somebody of higher competition, but right now I think it is a good sign. What do you think, Marcus?
I'm actually going to go good games, not good sign. I mean, if you look at the last 3 wins, I mean, it's the Bengals, it's Joe Burrow, but the Bengals sucked this season. It was against the Giants and against the Browns with Winston. I mean, with Watson. I mean, so I'm just going to say it was good games. I want to see him play some contenders. I actually want to see him play. Wait till we see him play the Cowboys and the Commanders, and I want to see him play somebody, Green Bay or Detroit. One of those before I can start saying it's a good sign. I don't have any. I think everybody has lost faith in Sirianni. Yes, I'm just going to say they're good games against below average opponents. I want to see them in these division games. I want to see him play Detroit, Minnesota, someone like that. So I'm just going to say good games, not good sign.
You agree with Marcus on this one, Herman?
No, definitely not. Now, of all the ones, this would have been the one to say that this is a good sign. And I'm gonna say that, like Brian said, it doesn't. It doesn't even pay me to say this. This is a great sign for the Eagles because they've gotten healthy on offense. Okay, they're starting to understand Kellen Moore's offense a little bit better, and of course, their little push thing definitely is going to work. So this is definitely a good sign because what happens is they're going to get into the playoffs, and then that Kellen Moore play calling is going to come into effect. And that's why this is a great sign for the Eagles, because they're going to be looking just like the Dallas Cowboys did under Kellen Moore, looking all great during the season. And then that dumb Kellen Moore play calling runs into effect. And Saquon Barkley will get about 4 carries in the playoffs for like 10 yards. But Jalen Hurts will have thrown the ball like 50 times. Okay. So expect it, right? Great sign for the Eagles.
So let me ask you this, and I sincerely mean this. Even as bad as the Cowboys are right now, I wouldn't 100% pick the Eagles over the Cowboys in the 2 division games coming up.
I wouldn't either, honestly. If our defense gets halfway decent, I'm interested because we should know this offense. Like the Dallas should know this offense. And
did y'all not just watch Darius' corner? Did y'all not just watch?
I just said if the defense gets better, but knowing Kellen Moore, he's gonna screw some things up. It's a given. It's just a given. I'm telling you, he just randomly goes down his play sheet and he goes, "Yeah, let me call that one. Oh, okay, I'm gonna call this one." There's no rhyme or reason to the way he calls games. Everybody talks about how great his play designs are and everything, but you don't hear people say he calls a great game because nobody really says that. Of course you would. So yeah, great sign.
All right, so that is the end of our hot topic segment. Next, we're going to get into the games from last week. Because we were off, we didn't put in our predictions, so we're just going to have a quick conversation about the games, and then we'll get into our predictions for next week and get back on track. Who has Mark's predictions?
He didn't send them.
He did not send them. Okay,
so lone wolfer.
Mark has chosen to lone wolf every game, so we got to pick them. As long as we all in agreement, Mark is going the other way. Actually, we'll probably let him put his picks in the group. So, all right. First game we're going to talk about is the Thursday night game. That was the Vikings at the Rams. Rams won this one 30-20. Leading passer was Matthew Stafford, 25 of 34 for 279 yards and 4 touchdowns. Leading rusher was Williams for the Rams, 23 carries for 97 yards. And leading receiver was actually for the Vikings, Justin Jefferson, 8 receptions for 115 yards. In this particular game, I would have probably picked the Rams, but I can't say for definite. It was a good game. I've been trying not to be on the Vikings tip. I keep waiting for Sam Darnold to turn into a pumpkin, but he actually played good in this game too. So it was tough. It was a really good game, but I probably would have picked the Rams. Marcus, who did you have? I'm sorry, Herman, who did you have?
I would have picked the Vikings. I told you, I'm pretty much eating all kinds of crow this year when it comes to Sam Darnold. So I figure I might as well get on the bandwagon while I eat that crow. This was a good game, man, but the Rams, they got healthy. They got their starting top wide receivers back, and you better believe that Stafford was like, "Yo, Puka, you getting the ball tonight," because they fed that fool. I forget how many receptions he had, but it was ridiculous. Because I was like, "Could you at least throw a couple to Cup?"
And it started early in the game too, Herman. It was quick and it was early in the game too.
Yeah, how many, Marcus?
He had 7 for 105 yards.
Yeah, man. It seemed like he had like 30 catches the way he was feeding him the ball. Yeah, but Cup did at least get me 1 touchdown for my fantasy team. But yeah, I would have picked the Vikings on this one, no doubt.
What are you doing, Marcus? I probably would have picked the Vikings. I'm not 100% sure. Knowing that the Rams were, they were healthy again, I might have picked the Rams. I don't know, but I probably would have picked the Vikings. I would have, jumped on the purple bandwagon, even though I am waiting for Sam Darnold to.
All y'all would have probably picked the Vikings. I would have probably picked the Rams, so I would have been right.
No, stop it.
Marcus agrees with me.
Stop it. He just wanted to play with the soundboard. That's all that was. There will be no hats wearing tonight. Okay.
So yeah, I would have picked the Vikings because because of their defense and everything. But Rams showed up. They did their thing, and a healthy Rams is definitely a contender. So, are they above the 49ers now? Or who is leading that division? I don't even know who's leading that division.
I'll tell you real quick. I think it's the Seahawks who are leading that division.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. And the Rams number 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. The Cardinals are winning that division. Well, okay, it's a 3-way tie for all 4. They're all 4-4, and the Rams are 3-4. So let's just leave it like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I could look and tell you. Okay, the Cardinals are actually leading the division because they're 2-0 in the division right now.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Wow. Okay.
All right. Next game we're going to talk about is the Bears at the Commanders. This one will be quick. Bears lost 15-18. Leading passer was Daniels, 21-38 for 326 yards, 1 touchdown. Swift for the Bears was the leading rusher, 18 carries, 129 yards, and 1 touchdown. And Scary Terry was the leading receiver, 5 receptions for 125 yards. In this game, I definitely would have picked the Bears. I would have been right if it wasn't for some BS by DB. But I would have picked this one wrong. Herman, who would you have picked?
Yeah, I was going to pick the Bears on this one too. I thought that the Bears defense was going to actually carry them through on this one. Don't pull out no hat.
I'm putting on my hat.
Mark would have picked y'all too.
Mark would have picked y'all. So right.
Here right now.
Dude, whatever, man. I swear.
You might as well wear it now because you're never going to wear it really in the season. Okay, it's 8:42, sir. Why are you farting around on this game?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I was going to pick the Commanders.
You're a liar.
I was definitely going to pick the Commanders.
You're a liar. You're a scaredy cat.
We see who has the better pick this year. But to be honest with you, that game was the Commanders. They really have to start scoring touchdowns to all these field goals. Defense actually showed up. I was surprised at how the defense showed up. And listen, that Hail Mary. The Bears should have won that game, but hey, that's on them. That's on them, and the Commanders pulled it out. So I definitely would have put the Commanders, but it was. I was very scared.
Herman, didn't this guy just say he didn't even watch the last play of the game?
Yeah.
Who thought they was gonna make that play? Who thought?
Watch till the clock says 0. I didn't told you that before.
Who thought he was gonna make that play? But yeah.
All right. Next game we're gonna talk about the Falcons at the Bucks. The Falcons won this game 31-26. Leading passer was actually Baker Mayfield, 37 out of 50. 37 out of 50.
Good Lord.
330 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brian Robinson for the Falcons was the leading rusher, 13 carries for 63 yards. And Kyle Pitts, the tight end for Atlanta, had 4 receptions for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. Who'd have thunk it? In this game, we'll start with Marcus. Marcus, who would you have picked?
I would have picked the Falcons. That's why I picked to win the division. And the Buccaneers have been on a losing streak. Well, I think it's like the 3rd one they lost in a row. I believe that's true. Yeah, I think it's second one they lost in a row. They beat the heck out of the Saints. But the Falcons are looking good. Kirk Cousins is looking good this year, even though I hate to give him props. But I think I definitely would have picked the Atlanta Falcons.
Herman, who would you have picked?
Yeah, I was picking the Falcons on this one. The Bucks were down their 2 top wide receivers. It was kind of a given to me that Atlanta should have won, was going to win this game. I just don't. I mean, the Bucks just aren't the same. They had 2 of the top wide receivers in the game, and maybe Evans is the top, because he seems to be unstoppable.
1,000 yards every season.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit for what he does every
He
season.
doesn't.
For like,
He doesn't.
yeah, so
With some whack quarterbacks.
yeah, exactly. And he's finally, I mean, he's got a decent one now, so it was bad to see him go down. He'll be back, but yeah, I would have picked the Falcons on this one, no doubt.
Yeah, I would have been in agreement with you guys. The Falcons were hot. Kirk Cousins on a streak, and like Herman said, the injuries is the reason why I would have went with the Falcons. Had they had their top two receivers, they lost Godwin, and that hurt real bad. Godwin was having a great season, so that's the only reason why I would have picked the Falcons. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I've been pretty impressed with Baker and definitely this coaching staff. They have impressed us. We talked about how the head coach probably was going to be on the chopping block. Was probably only going to be there for 1 year, and he got him in the playoffs last year. And I mean, he's still doing a great job, and I think they have a still good chance to make the playoffs this year too. So I got to give him his props real quick.
Yeah, I think they do too. I think Tampa Bay is a decent team. They're a good team. He's definitely on a revival.
Yeah,
They'll be okay when they get Mike Evans back, but I think he's gonna be out for maybe 3-4 weeks. I think
it was a hamstring.
Yeah, but he was already hurt
hamstring.
going into that game, and then he made it worse. So yeah, and then Godwin got hurt with a minute something left at the end of that at the end of the other game. So yeah.
All right, next game we're going to talk about are the Cardinals versus the Dolphins. The Cardinals stunned the Dolphins 28-27. Kyler Murray was 26 of 36 for 307 yards and 2 touchdowns. Devontae Achane had 10 carries for 97 yards. And the tight end McBride for Arizona had 9 catches for 124 yards. Not bad on tight ends day. Not bad at all. This was a game where Tua came back. So we were a little nervous. I'll be honest. I think I probably would have picked the Dolphins. Just because Tua's coming back. I figured their offense would have done a lot better. So I probably would have picked this one wrong. Herman, who would you have picked?
Yeah, I was going to pick the Dolphins on this one. Like you said, with Tua coming back, I figured that would be a spark for him. But it just didn't happen for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm just glad he made it through the game healthy. He ran, and I was like, oh, no, here we go, But he got down, and the crowd let out a big cheer because he slid and didn't get hit. But I mean, I'm glad he's back out there. Maybe he can help to kind of try to turn their season around. They're 2-5 right now. They're in a big hole, but having your starting quarterback is a big thing out there. So I would have picked the Dolphins.
And Marcus.
Yeah, with Tua coming back, I probably would have also picked the Dolphins. And yeah, just like Herman said, man, when that one play, I know everybody around the world was holding their breath.
Yeah.
Like, oh, please slide.
They were.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I said, I'd have picked because Tua was back, and it was a very close game. I mean, Miami bumped out to an early lead, but they just couldn't hold it together. Mark Hill just said that Tampa's a spoiler team. I also believe the Cardinals are a spoiler team, and we just said they were number one in the division technically right now.
Yeah.
So, they might be a spoiler team. You might be sleeping on the Cardinals this year, but I wouldn't have picked them. I would have picked the Dolphins.
Yeah, because Daquan just downloaded Call of Duty, so. All right, last game we're going to talk about are the Giants at the Steelers.
Why are you laughing? Because Mark's not here.
Hey, we're missing the game, sir.
Marcus ain't paying attention.
No, we're missing the game,
sir. All right, the next game we're going to talk about are the Dallas Cowboys at the 49ers.
Do we have
the 49ers won 30-24. Leading passer was Brock Purdy, 18 out of 26 for 260 yards and a touchdown. Leading rusher was Guerrero for the Niners, 14 carries, 85 yards and a touchdown. And leading receiver was CeeDee Lamb, 13 receptions, 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. We'll start this one off with Marcus. Marcus, who would you have picked?
I don't know because the 49ers aren't looking that great. I probably would have picked the 49ers.
So you almost made me curse. You would have picked the 49ers. Don't even try to sit up here and lie, okay? You're a hater. You don't pick the Cowboys.
That is not true. I picked the Cowboys when they deserve to be picked. I just said I probably would pick. I don't know how I picked them and the Eagles this season, but I probably would have picked the 49ers simply because, I think what they're 4-0 now. I guess they've been the bane of the Cowboy existence. But, they have a lot of people out too. It's just San Francisco, they just seem to own Dallas right now. So I would have picked them and I would have been right.
Herman.
I would have picked the Cowboys, even though I knew that they probably were going to lose. Just I can't pick against my team. I just can't do it. And like Marcus said, 49ers had a lot of people out. I thought maybe they might have had a chance. Then Debo got his butt in the lineup. He was still having problems. And of course, Kittle. I just want a defensive coordinator that says, you know what, you're not going to beat me with this guy. Okay? That's what I want. I'm tired of seeing the superstars destroy the team. Lock that dude down and make somebody else beat you. If we get
they
beat
locked
by
down Debo. Debo didn't do that much.
Well, the dude was coming off of pneumonia. I don't think it was that hard to lock him down. But still, man, it's like, come on, man. Kittle, there's no way you let Kittle destroy you like that. And on tight ends day or whatever. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I would have picked the Cowboys just because I have to.
I don't know. Debo had 4 receptions for 71 yards. A long one for 47, so that was
The dude could barely breathe, and he still had 71 yards.
He dropped about 3 balls. So.
Right.
Yeah, I would have picked the 49ers in this game. I knew that Debo coming back is what tilted me, and the defense is just a sieve. Okay, it doesn't really matter who we play; you're going to score.
That's true.
And lately, Dak just throws the ball to the other team at will,
Yep.
and it's just a bad. If you stop CeeDee Lamb, we can't run. We're not going to throw to anybody else. Even Ferguson has been letting me down this year, so it's just.
But that's what I'm talking about, Brian. That's what I'm talking about right there. You see how teams be like, all right, we're taking away CeeDee Lamb. We don't take away nobody.
Nobody. We don't stop the run. We don't stop the pass. It's just a debacle. So
Yeah.
I would have picked the Niners. I would have been right, but I wouldn't have been happy about it. All right, last game. The Giants, the New York Football Giants, against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Glad Mark's not here because we don't want to hear his mouth.
And don't
The
put his
Steelers
comments up
won
either.
this one, 26-18. Leading passer was Russell Wilson, 20 out of 28, 278 yards and a touchdown. Leading rusher was for the Giants, the rookie Tracy Jr. Had 20 carries for 145 yards and 1 touchdown against that vaunted Steelers defense. And the leading receiver was also for the Giants, Slayton, who had 4 receptions for 108 yards. I'll go first. This one I definitely would have picked Pittsburgh. The Giants are worse than the Cowboys. So Daniel Jones, I already told y'all how bad he is. So I definitely would have picked the Steelers. I would have been right. Marcus, who would you have picked?
Yeah, I also would have picked the Steelers. Russell Wilson, he's looking like he's having a resurgence, even though he gets the Giants. Najee Harris is even put up over 100 yards, 19 carries. So, it looks like, Mike Tomlin knew what he was doing. So, I would have picked the Steelers, and I would have been right. We know Mark would have picked the Steelers, so.
Herman.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. A win's a win. I don't care how you beat it.
It doesn't say blowout in the win columns. But yeah, I would have picked the Steelers. We would have all been in accord on this one. Like you said, Brian, I don't know if the Giants are worse than the Cowboys at this point, but they're equally bad. So I'm just going to say that's why I wouldn't have picked the Giants.
All right, so that was the games from last week. Since we didn't really pick them, we're not going to tell what our scores would have been. We'll just move on to the new game, this new season, the new week of games, and we'll make our predictions there.
I got Mark's picks too.
You do have Mark's picks?
Yeah, we got him now.
Yeah, we
Okay.
got him now.
Okay. Yeah, he must have watched the show and be like, "No, y'all ain't making me long Will."
He watching right now.
Oh, okay. All right, so we have the 6-2 Texans at the 2-6 Jets. This is the Thursday night game. The Jets are a 2.5 point favorite in this game. The predictor,
Really?
yeah, probably because it's a home team, and
That's
the Texans just
disrespectful to
lost
the
their top 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, but that's still disrespectful.
The predictor is actually running with the Texans, but it's slightly. It's only at 52%. Marcus, are you going with the Texans, or you think that the Jets got a chance?
Have you been listening to me these past couple shows? No way I'm picking washed up Rodgers and the Jets. You know, I'm all in on CJ Stroud, even though he hasn't been looking that great. I definitely picked him for MVP. It doesn't look like he's going to make that, but it's still better than the freaking Jets. I'm taking the Texans all day.
Herman, get your boy. He's over there lying online.
Who that?
Oh, yeah, I see him. Yeah, come on,
He's
dude.
a liar, okay?
Liar!
I hope your children don't watch this show, okay? Because they know your dad's a big liar, okay? Herman, who you got?
Yeah, give me the Texans on this one. I can't pick the Jets. They're a dumpster fire. As soon as you thought they might get better with Adams, just the same old. Like, who you gonna fire now? We're gonna bench Rodgers.
Who did Mark pick? He picked the Texans.
Oh, Mark picks the Texans too.
Okay.
Sorry,
Marcus.
What? I know you a lie.
Marcus. Y'all been on this Texas
Loves wearing
bandwagon,
them
but they
hats.
haven't really been beating anybody.
They're
They
6-2.
beat the Colts twice, and it was barely beating the Colts. Now they
Division
lost their
game.
top 2 wide receivers. I ain't on it. Give me the
Division
Jets,
game.
Jets. What's a division game?
games. Just remember the Colts are
Not
division
twice.
games.
Not twice.
Brian likes to wear that hat. He likes to spin the hat.
I do apparently, Herbert. This is
Mhm.
bad this week. It's bad this week. All right, the next game we got are the 2-5 Dolphins at the 6-2 Buffalo Bills. Herman,
I'm rolling with
Josh Allen MVP. Herman, I ain't tell you.
No, I'm not. No, it's Sam
Josh Allen
Darnold.
MVP.
It's Sam Darnold MVP. Okay.
Travis Henry.
The Bills are giving up 6.
I mean, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry MVP.
And the predictor likes the Bills at 73%. All right, Herman, go ahead. Let's hear it. Say it.
Give me the Bills. I would love to pick the Dolphins. I just can't see it. If they were at home, maybe I'd give them a shot.
What is Mark saying? He loves wearing the hat. Is that what Mark is saying? Brian, I love wearing the hat. Mark likes wearing the hat, is what he's saying. Okay,
yeah, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, give me the Bills. And Mark has the Bills, which I guess he's putting up in the chat too. So
Marcus.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Bills. Even with Tua back, I don't think they're going to win. Got more faith in maybe fourth in line for MVP candidate Josh Allen. With Amari Cooper there, yeah, Bills going to pull it out. There's a home game too. Definitely going for the Bills. Bills Mafia.
Can I get my music again?
Oh my God!
You know what? You're doing this on purpose.
He's being ridiculous at this point.
Again.
He's being ridiculous at this point.
He's just trying to.
Tua needed just one game to get himself back on track. Everything is in line for the Dolphins. The Bills are on too much of a high. The Dolphins will get this dub. This hat I will be wearing multiple times next week.
I can't with this dude right now.
You're doing it on purpose.
I can't do it. Yeah.
All right. Next game we got the 3-4 Rams at the 4-4 Seahawks. The Rams are giving up 1.5 in this particular game. And the predictor likes the Rams at 51%. I am in accord with the predictor. I think that the Rams are the hotter team with the injury to the Seahawks receivers. I think that the Rams will get this dub. Give me the Rams.
Who's out? Metcalf is out?
No. Yeah. What's the big one?
Metcalf.
Yeah, Metcalf. Yeah.
Mm.
Who does Mark have, Herman? Or is he putting it in the chat?
He's putting it in the chat, but he has the Rams also.
Okay. Who do you have, Herman?
I got the Rams. I was going to pick the Rams. They just got They just got healthy. We saw what they just did to the Vikings. I think the Rams are going to reel off a few games in a row here. So give me the Rams.
And Marcus.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Rams. Like Herman just said, they got healthy. The Seahawks lost Metcalf. I didn't know that till just now, but they lost Metcalf. I just got way more faith in McVay and the Rams than I do the Seahawks. They might win the division. You never know.
Okay. And we are all in accord on that particular game.
Yep.
All right. The next game are the 6-1 Lions at the 6-2 Packers. The Lions are giving up 3.5 in this game. The predictor is on the Lions bandwagon. Herman, who is Mark on? Well, he ain't say yet.
Mark is on the Lions.
All right, Marcus, who are you on?
You know, I'm also on the. I told you. Oh yeah, Blue Kool-Aid. I'm rolling with the Lions, and I believe even though this probably won't matter, Jordan Love is out. But
No, they haven't said he's out yet.
Yeah, but I think he's out.
But it wouldn't matter because Malik Willis has been winning for the Packers, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off against the Lions. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I wanted to pick the Packers, but with the quarterback out and as potent as this offense is, I'm going with the Lions. Herman, what are you going to do?
If Love was healthy, I probably would have picked the Packers, but I don't know what his status is, and I don't trust anybody else. Willis is the backup. He actually plays pretty good, but they are playing in Green Bay. Give me the Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
So we are all in the court on that.
Oh.
That's funny.
All right. Next game we are going to speak of is the 4-4 Colts at the 5-2 Vikings. The Vikings are giving up 5.5 in this game. The predictor is slightly in favor of the Vikings at 53%. Joe Flacco is starting for the Colts, Marcus. What you gonna do?
I should take the Colts.
He put flaccid.
Yeah.
I don't think that's appropriate for this show, Parker. But go ahead.
I should take the Colts. I believe they're a much better team with Flacco there. But I'm going to have to go ahead and take the Vikings. Some tells me I might regret this decision, but I'm going to have to go ahead and take the Vikings. It's a home game. They're playing pretty good. Even though they've lost 2 in a row now. Don't think it's going to be 3 in a row. They're going to get back on track. I'm going with the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm with you, Marcus. I think that the Vikings will get back on their winning ways. The last few games that they lost, they have been close. They've always been competitive. And Justin Jefferson is just on another level. Give me the Vikings. Herman?
MVP candidate Sam Darnold.
You eating big time crow, buddy.
Yeah, will lead the Vikings to victory. I'm on the purple Kool-Aid. That defense is going to get after Joe Flacco, okay? He is a statue back there, and the Vikings have a really good front defense. They are going to get after him. He's not going to know where they're coming from with that walk-up defense they do. Give me the Vikings all day, every day. And then Sam Darnold, he's going to light it up with Jefferson.
Put that one up, Marcus. Put that last one up.
That's your boy, Mark.
You know, we need to bring that clip back up.
I know, right? And then
all right, last game is the Monday night game. The 4-4 Buccaneers at the 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are giving up 9 points in this game. 9. Home cooking for the home team because the predictor is also on the Chiefs at 65%. I am also on board with the Chiefs. I'm not going to put that out there. If the Tampa had their wide receivers, it may be a better game. But right now, I just don't think they're going to be able to keep up. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs. Herman, who you got?
Yeah, even if the Bucs had both of their starting wide receivers, I would still probably be picking the Chiefs on this one. Give me the Chiefs.
And Marcus.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the Chiefs. This might be an upset. I mean, the Chiefs aren't going to win every game. They got to lose one of these games, but I can't say for certain it's going to be this game. So I'm going to say the Chiefs.
And since Mark did not post, he is going with the other team.
No,
So
He's got the
play-
Chiefs.
Play Mark. Oh,
No, Mark has the Chiefs. Stop it.
okay. All right, so it looks like I'm the only one with cojones in this crew. 2-time caller, home lone wolfing.
Dude,
So it's gonna
stop
be a
it.
good show. It's gonna be a good show. I'm gonna wear that hat. I'm gonna wear, boy. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how many times can you turn the tassel in the show? I'm gonna turn it a few times next week.
let me give you a sample of what you're going to be getting next week.
You big dummy.
That's what you're going to be getting next week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good show, fellas. Good show. We're going to finish this off with some final thoughts, and then we'll get Marcus to get us out of here. Herman, you got anything?
Yeah. So I think who Marcus, you was talking about, who are you talking about? Hadn't beaten anybody? Somebody you were talking about earlier.
The Eagles?
Yeah, you were saying they hadn't beat any good teams.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, no, the Eagles.
Uh,
So just so you know, this is my final thought. The Washington Commanders have only beat one team with a winning record.
So why you always got to be bringing up?
What's my name? Who am I?
You are a hater.
All your
Oh,
followers, all you got to do with the Commanders. Leave my Commanders alone.
Can I get some credit for calling it out on Daniels? I mean, I don't like to be right about things like that.
I was saying the same thing last year against the Cowboys. You just pressed it off.
No, I called it out that he was going to get hurt. Remember?
He's still playing though, ain't he?
Yeah, but you know,
yeah, he's playing out, stretching, and putting them ribs out for everybody just to smash. So good luck with that.
Whatever. You play who they put on your schedule, okay?
No,
That's
now you play who they put on your schedule.
Now that
huh?
matters. Yeah, we
Okay.
get it.
But that's my final thought.
All right, my final thought is good luck to the Yankees tonight. They up 5-0. Marcus.
Yeah, my final thought is sad when this past week I had to bury my mother. I just want to dedicate the show to her, Helen Helms. Her and my father, the day we buried her, well, not the day we had a service, her and my father would have been married 54 years. So, I just want to give a shout out to her and dedicate the show to her. And I love you, Mom. And I hope to see you again one day.
We love you, Miss Helms.
Yes, we love you.
And so we are out. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We are out.
Peace.